over mountains, through dense forests, and across open skies. Strange crafts and glowing orbs have appeared.
What is it?
Moving in ways no plane or drone could.
Yo, I don't know, but everybody stop, see the aliens.
These UFO sightings challenge everything we know, hinting at secrets hidden just beyond our reach.
I guess I will see. Is that towards B? Look, there's another one there. Look at.
So let's dive into these mysterious encounters.
What is that?
People were stunned when wide, glowing waves appeared in the night sky, moving gently through the darkness. The sight was beautiful, but it also made some folks feel uneasy because of how unusual it looked.
What is that?
Some online say these waves might be shock waves linked to a comet called 3I Atlas finally reaching our planet. Whether that idea is true or not, moments like this remind you how closely our world is tied to everything happening out in space. Drifting light. This camper in Spain wanted to film the night sky on a clear evening. While recording, he noticed one star slowly sliding across the darkness in a way that didn't match the rest. After a few moments, it became clear this wasn't a star or even a plane. It moved too smoothly, too quietly, following its own steady route. Because this clip was recorded long before digital tools existed, many people still see it as a strong piece of evidence. It reminds viewers that unusual moments in the sky have been happening for far longer than we think. Beam encounter. One eyewitness managed to capture a moment that left many people uneasy in 2025. A strange craft hovered above, and a door opened underneath it. A bright beam dropped toward the ground, lighting up the entire area. Soon after, a dark shape slowly moved upward through that beam and vanished into the craft. The thought that someone or something was taken in that instant is difficult to wrap your mind around. It's the kind of moment that makes you realize how important it is to stay aware of your surroundings. Window encounter. A woman flying on a commercial plane looked out her window and spotted a strange object moving right beside them. Its unusual shape and how close it came left the passengers uneasy. People nearby could be heard reacting, unsure of what they were witnessing. Some online viewers say it might be edited, but those who were there insisted it looked real. Close-range moments like this stay in your mind for a long time. It makes you think that our official flight charts might be missing more than a few things drifting around up there. Desert flash. A clip from White Sands, New Mexico, shows a fast-moving object across the sky. At first, it looks like a tiny light, nothing special. Then, it suddenly drops downward, hitting the ground with bits scattering and dust lifting into the air. The person recording keeps repeating that they can't believe what they're seeing. The video ends almost as quickly as the moment begins, leaving viewers with the sense that something unusual just played out right in front of them. Rooftop visitors. People in Chicago spotted a shiny object resting quietly above a rooftop. It didn't make a sound, didn't sway, just paused there in the sky before slipping back into the clouds and disappearing. These calm, strange moments always make you think a little deeper. Was it an advanced piece of tech being tested, or was it something that traveled a long way to get here? Suddenly, the wide open sky feels a lot less empty. Silent hoverer.
Yo, I don't know, but everybody stop, see the aliens.
This group of drivers actually stopped their cars on the road just to stare at a huge, silent shape hanging far out in the distance. Some people even joked about seeing aliens, but the bright light glowing underneath it felt far too real. Around that same time, folks in the area had already been talking about pets, and even a few locals going missing. It becomes tough not to connect those details, and the whole moment carries a quiet, uneasy uneasy feeling. It's like another story is happening behind the scenes, one we're not fully told about.
To see the aliens. It says, that's what everybody said, bro.
Silent marker. A group relaxing at a park witnessed a shiny, metal-looking object hanging still in the air. It didn't move at all, just hovered. But the strangest part was a perfect circular smoke ring right behind it, almost like something touched an unseen barrier. The scene was silent and unsettling, leaving everyone unsure of what they were looking at. Moments like this are difficult to explain, especially when the sky shows a mark that feels out of place. Palmdale house visitor. A family in Palmdale looked up one night and spotted a quiet object hanging right over their home. A bright beam dropped straight down from it, lighting up their yard as if someone had turned on a giant spotlight. They recorded the scene while it hovered there, barely moving, making no sound at all.
What is that?
The way it stayed so calm and steady is what makes the moment stand out. It felt close, clear, and almost unreal, like a quiet visit from something that doesn't often show itself. Mist trail giants. High in a fog-covered mountain range, two huge shapes moved side by side through the thick air. Soft lights glowed beneath them, lighting up the mist in a gentle way. They kept moving together without making a sound, then slowly drifted into the heavier clouds until they were gone. That quiet exit is what stays with people. It feels like a moment where something advanced passed right through our world, choosing to stay out of reach. Missile that failed.
There's a video of a UFO getting hit by a Hellfire missile, and the Hellfire missile just blows apart, and the UFO just keeps moving.
A clip made headlines when it showed a strange craft getting hit by a Hellfire missile, and the missile simply broke apart while the craft kept going. Back in September 2025, this video appeared online, showing the missile closing in near the coast of Yemen before bouncing right off the object with no effect at all. Watching one of the most powerful tools in our arsenal fall apart like that is a real eye-opening moment. It makes you feel like we've only been told a small part of what's really out there. Even people reacting to it could barely find the words for what they saw.
I don't know what I just saw. You're telling me I saw a Hellfire missile hit a UFO. It's like, you're reading Morse code to me. I don't know.
Mountain edge glider. While hiking deep in a still and empty mountain region, a man recorded a strange metallic object gliding over the peaks. At first, it moved slowly, slipping behind a ridge before coming out again and crossing right over his head. After that, it drifted out of sight so smoothly that it seemed to disappear. People who watched the clip still talk about whether it was a hidden aircraft test, a new kind of tech, or something that didn't belong to our world at all. Whatever it was, the moment came and went in the blink of an eye. Windmill saucer. This trending TikTok clip shows a large saucer-shaped object gliding calmly near a moving windmill. Because it was filmed in daylight, its shape and smooth motion can be seen clearly. It doesn't rush or shake. It stays steady, matching its distance from the turning blades with surprising ease. The whole moment is quiet, yet strangely meaningful. Something about how relaxed it moves makes it feel genuine, not edited. It feels like a brief, honest glimpse of something we usually miss. Covered cargo escort. While driving through Nevada on September 29th, 2023, a family recorded something unusual heading down the highway. A large, hidden object sat strapped to the back of a truck, wrapped in a way that suggested no one was meant to get a clear look. Right behind it, a line of police cars followed closely, keeping the entire convoy tight and controlled. The whole moment felt planned and heavily guarded. Viewers online are now debating whether this was just a regular high-security move or something the public was never supposed to witness in the first place. Energy exchange. A recent clip shows what looks like a military warship firing at an unknown object. What happens next is the surprising part. The object sends out a matching burst of energy, as if reacting instantly. The footage is rumored to be a Navy video that was never added to any official report. With no confirmed source, it leaves people guessing whether it's genuine classified material or a convincing imitation. Campsite visitor. A camper in a remote part of the US posted a TikTok showing what he believed was a massive mothership hovering over his campsite. In the clip, a bright, unusual shape hangs silently in the night sky, giving the whole area a strange glow. He later mentioned that his campsite was left in ruins, but never explained how. The video cuts off suddenly, leaving an uneasy feeling that something important might be missing from the story. Energy exchange. A recent clip shows what looks like a military warship firing at an unknown object. What happens next is the surprising part. The object sends out a matching burst of energy, as if reacting instantly. The footage is rumored to be a Navy video that was never added to any official report. With no confirmed source, it leaves people guessing whether it's genuine classified material or a convincing imitation. Skyline follower. While driving through a quiet part of Nevada in 2024, a man caught a strange moment on his camera. Something in the sky moved right beside his car, matching his speed as if keeping an eye on him. It glided without any shake, its glow steady and calm. What made it even more unusual was the location, only around 30 kilometers from Area 51. Since the clip went online, people have been sharing their own thoughts, trying to make sense of what he actually captured. Forest escort. During a simple hike in Alaska, a man looked up and noticed two military jets flying with a smooth, unfamiliar craft above the trees. He quickly filmed the scene before all three objects disappeared behind the clouds. The idea of the military guiding or following something unusual reminds many people of stories told by Bob Lazar. He stayed firm on what he shared for years, and moments like this make people think about why someone would hold on to a story that long, unless parts of it carried some truth. Silent landing. Near Area 51, someone secretly recorded a moment that spread online almost instantly. The video shows a large metallic circle lowering itself onto empty desert ground. It stays still for a short while, almost like it's scanning the area. Then, without any sound or delay, it shoots straight upward with movement that doesn't match anything we commonly see in the sky. Viewers are still trying to understand what this object was, and the clip leaves a long-lasting feeling that our skies may hold more than we know. Sea encounter. The well-known Kumburgaz case from 2007 to 2009 still leaves people thinking. Night watchman Yalchin Yalman recorded strange metallic saucers drifting quietly above the Sea of Marmara. Their glow, their smooth movement, even the shapes that seemed visible inside. Everything felt unusual. Experts studied the videos for years, yet none of the usual explanations fit. Every frame feels like it's hinting at something we're still trying to understand. KGB discovery. Old KGB archives show a team inspecting an unusual craft hovering within the restricted grounds of Area 51. Several scientists move around it carefully, taking notes and speaking quietly among themselves. The footage highlights how large the object is and the stillness surrounding it. No one in the clip offers any explanations about what they're studying or how it got there. Watching this old recording today leaves a familiar feeling. There is likely far more happening behind those closed gates than the public has ever been told. Cross-state drifter. A source from New York shared footage on October 14, 2020, showing a bright object moving through the sky in a calm, steady way. The person who got the clip sent it to a longtime expert who was surprised at how closely it matched a famous sighting from Alabama back in 2010. Soon after, more images came from Florida showing the same object drifting slowly across the sky. Reports then appeared from Quebec and Vancouver, all pointing to the same craft being seen in several places. It makes you think about how far this thing may have traveled. Hidden Soviet crash. Back in March 1969, a strange incident near Yekaterinburg, USSR, was reportedly filmed and locked away by the KGB. In the old footage, soldiers can be seen lifting a figure that doesn't look familiar to anything from our world, moving it with cautious hands across the site. Watching the clip today leaves a quiet sense of curiosity, almost like this moment came from a much larger archive that never reached the public. Hidden footage. One of the most talked about leaked clips from Area 51 came from a man known only as Victor, who kept his identity private. His video, later included in a 1997 documentary, shows what he claimed was a living being inside the base. Experts like Michael Hesman say the details match a reported 1989 incident in the Kalahari Desert. According to these accounts, the being was studied closely inside a secure room. The footage has since been remastered after more than 2 decades, giving people a clearer look at a scene that still raises a lot of quiet curiosity. Fire trail object. A long tube-shaped object was seen racing across the daytime sky at incredible speed. One end glowed bright red, almost like heated metal, and as it moved, it left a clear trail behind it. People watching couldn't believe how fast it was going. The strangest part came when the object suddenly broke into several pieces mid-air, scattering across the sky before fading out. This type of movement doesn't match anything we usually see in normal aircraft, making the entire moment feel genuinely puzzling and hard to explain. Canyon drifter. In the Grand Canyon, Arizona, a clip uploaded by Jerry Marancero shows something unusual gliding through the canyon on November 16, 2020. The object looks white with a soft glow, moving in a straight, steady line. The video is clear enough to see how smoothly it drifts over the rocks below. Some think it might be a natural event we still don't fully understand. Others believe it could be something visiting from outside our world. Either way, the quiet way it moved makes the moment hard to forget. Inside the boundaries.
I'm going to look around carefully. It's hard to pan and keep it smooth, but I'm going to try and see if I can see any activity going on here.
Near a cluster of hangars and a tall tower on the north end of the base, a man known online as Jerry Arizona claims he slipped past the hidden edges of Area 51 and filmed what he saw. He says his camera picked up distorted buildings and a strange-looking tower. He shared the footage with almost no explanation, telling viewers to decide for themselves. If his recording is genuine, it raises the idea that unusual crafts, or even beings from somewhere else, might already be closer to us than we think. He even admitted he almost skipped the hike because of the smoke, but seeing the scene made the risk feel worth it.
And I believe that building that I'm looking at now, a little bit more distortion, but nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. I almost blew off doing this whole hike just because I thought the smoke was going to be so bad, but I'm glad I didn't, because honestly, this is incredible.
Cut signal clip. Things took a strange turn when a man claiming to work inside Area 51 phoned a radio show, and the entire broadcast suddenly cut out. Not long after, a clip began circulating online, showing rare footage of the restricted grounds, with several buildings caught clearly on camera. The quiet desert backdrop only made the moment feel more unusual. It's surprising to see such modern structures sitting out in the middle of empty land, unless the empty land is being used to guide people's assumptions. And the way the scene appears leaves a feeling that there might be more behind it than we're told. Sky suspender. On October 15, 2022, a video from Mexico City captured a dark, round object hanging above the rooftops. Its smooth shape and steady position kept people arguing online. Some said it was just a balloon or a digital effect, while others believed it was something real. It's one of those clear clips where what you think depends on what you accept as possible in our world. The way it stayed in place makes it hard to ignore. Coordinated chase. A clip from the USA got everyone talking after a strange craft was filmed moving through the sky with 2 jets close behind it. That was the morning recording. But things took an even stranger turn when an evening clip surfaced showing two more unusual crafts, this time with several jets moving in tight formation. The timing and precision look intentional, almost like a coordinated plan. Viewers are now wondering if this was just a routine drill or something much bigger that hasn't been explained yet. Desert lights. It was a round, bright orb that appeared above the desert close to Area 51, moving so gently that the person filming kept turning the camera to keep up with it. When they looked to the other side of the sky, a handful of smaller orbs were drifting far out in the distance, each giving off that same calm glow. Nothing looked loud or chaotic, but it didn't match anything you'd expect in that empty landscape. With so many shapes floating at once, the whole moment felt puzzling, almost like you're watching a scene that refuses to explain itself. Blue Gate Passage. A craft with soft blue lights was seen gliding through the dark when something unusual opened above it. A bright blue square, almost like a doorway hanging in the air. The craft didn't slow down. It went straight into that glowing shape. The second it passed through, the opening closed as if it had never been there to begin with. If this belongs to our technology, then someone out there has unlocked ideas that most people won't be learning anytime soon. Jellyfish UAP. This jellyfish-shaped object, nicknamed the Spaghetti Monster by people on the base, was recorded over a joint U.S. operation site in Iraq around 2018. It was captured through a thermal infrared system, and later, the Pentagon added it to their official UAP files. Michael Sinchi, a Marine who worked in intelligence there, said he was shown the complete footage. According to him, the people who viewed it had no clear answer for what it was, so the clip stayed in quiet circles among those who had been trusted to see it. Sky Tube Glide. A long, tube-shaped object was seen moving in a steady line, and what stood out right away was that it had no wings, no tail, nothing that should keep it airborne. It didn't look or behave like any regular aircraft we're familiar with. The clip spread fast online because its movement was so unusual. Watching something travel through the sky while ignoring the usual rules of flight feels almost unreal. Moments like this remind you that our skies still hold surprises, even for people who think they've seen everything. Desert Drop. New reports came in after viewers noticed something strange near the outer edge of Area 51. A bright object came down from above and landed close to the secured zone, and then the coverage around it faded almost immediately. News outlets mentioned it once or twice, and then shifted away. Think about how quickly officials would react if something unknown touched down near that base. What happened on September 23rd? Outside the boundary fits the pattern of how retrieval operations usually unfold. Since then, most public updates have felt more like a cover story. Weeks later, the silence around it still feels intentional.
How quickly might the government respond to a crash of an unknown object? What happened back on September 23rd on public land outside the boundary of Area 51 is a textbook example of how crash retrievals work. And to no one's surprise, pretty much everything told to the public since then is pure fiction.
Hidden airspace incident.
Investigators first to tell you late last month about that incident near Area 51 involving a military aircraft. The FAA even ordered all planes away from that area above Lincoln County, not far from the secret military installation.
Late last month, investigators revealed an event near Area 51 involving a military aircraft, and the FAA quickly restricted nearby air traffic over Lincoln County. Soon after, new details came out about an unexpected issue involving a drone from the 432nd Wing. The drone went down on September 23rd, and officials moved in fast, keeping most details locked away. When the site was checked again on October 3rd, there were clear signs that someone had stepped in, even leaving behind an inert training device. The mix of controlled statements and quiet activity around the area has people talking. It feels like the sky held more than anyone has confirmed. Smoke shift. This week took a strange turn when a massive wildfire broke out near Area 51, and people online reacted almost instantly. The Gothic fire began far from the base, but strong winds pushed thick smoke across the open desert until it drifted right over the restricted zone. A live feed from Rachel captured the whole scene, showing a heavy cloud rolling in like a slow-moving wall. With no solid updates coming in, viewers started sharing their own thoughts about what might be happening out there. Window side streak. Someone on a plane captured a wild moment when they spotted an object flying right outside their window, above the clouds. It looked solid, clear in shape, and moved nothing like any aircraft we know. It rushed past the plane with unbelievable speed and vanished almost instantly. The way it moved and how close it seemed has everyone thinking the same thing. This might be one of the clearest close-up sightings we've had of something that didn't come from us. Sudden base alarm. A group filming near the entrance of Area 51 ended up catching an unexpected moment when loud alarms went off and a plane quickly lifted into the sky. The whole scene turned tense as lights flashed and people stepped back to watch what was unfolding. Since then, viewers online haven't stopped discussing it, trying to figure out if it was a scheduled test, an urgent reaction, or something far stranger. Whatever caused it, the clip leaves plenty of questions behind, and it's the kind of moment people rewatch, trying to catch every detail. Released evidence clip.
Look on the ASA. My gosh, they're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
The Pentagon recently shared official videos of an object that looks nothing like any plane or drone we're familiar with. Even though the footage is a bit blurry, you can clearly see the craft moving in ways that break the usual rules of flight. It even goes against strong winds without any trouble. For the government to release this on their own is a big moment. It makes the whole UFO topic feel more real and a lot harder for anyone to brush aside. Night sky circle. A man driving home late at night noticed something unusual above him and filmed it from his car window. The clouds had formed a perfect circular shape, and just under it, a bright glowing orb hung quietly in the dark sky. The whole scene looked calm but completely out of place, and once the clip reached the internet, it spread fast. Since no clear explanation came from anyone, people are still sharing their thoughts, hoping to make sense of what he captured. Mountain dance. In the town of Zapotitlan, a glowing orb was recently caught on camera darting around a mountain. It moved in sudden, sharp directions that no normal aircraft could ever match. Local stories speak of fiery lights tied to old beliefs about wandering spirits. Others think it might be ball lightning, but for people living there, those traditional tales still feel very real. Seeing modern footage match old stories creates a mix that makes you wonder if some legends grew from moments like this. Desert Guardians. Another strange clip connected to Area 51 surfaced online, and viewers were left puzzled once again. In the video, 3 glowing orbs move in smooth circles above what seems to be a crashed object sitting in the open desert. Their movement looks controlled, almost like they're scanning the scene or guarding whatever is on the ground. The moment feels calm, yet incredibly unusual, and people are now debating whether it was a test, a misstep, or something far beyond what we're told. Orb encounter. A security camera captured a moment that left viewers thinking twice. A man stood alone in an open space, completely relaxed, while a glowing orb floated gently around him. The way the light moved with such clear intention, and the man's calm reaction, made the whole moment feel even stranger. It almost feels like he recognized the light, or maybe we're watching something that works in ways we don't fully understand yet. Rainbow anomaly. In April 2025, people in Vancouver watched the sky turn into a colorful display as several glowing orbs drifted above the city. Each one shifted through rainbow tones, moving together in a smooth pattern. With similar reports appearing across Canada, the whole moment raises new questions. Maybe these are tests of advanced drones, or maybe the answer comes from much farther beyond our usual reach. Vanishing families. A new video online is said to have been leaked from a government office and appears to show an event from 2003 where families were reportedly taken from their homes. The idea of people disappearing without any clear explanation is unsettling on its own, but the clip points towards something even bigger. It suggests that the skies people keep dismissing might hold answers that officials haven't fully shared. Mystery crash. The Jacksonville incident from September 22, 2019 remains one of the most puzzling cases discussed online. The witness tried getting close to the crash site, but was stopped by military staff right away, which raised questions from the start. His contacts all had different stories about what fell that night, and later reports tied the event to other strange sightings worldwide. With so many pieces pointing in unexpected directions, it feels like a bigger story sits just outside our view. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.